Crafts involve orchestration of hands, tools, and raw materials to create attractive as well as useful items. Crafts are an integral part of Indian life and culture. Indian handicrafts have a nearly 5,000 years history. There are numerous examples of handicrafts from the Indus Valley civilization. Next to farming, crafts was a major source of income of village communities. The cult of mechanization led to mass production of commodities. This led Indian handloom and handicrafts to suffer a decline. Fortunately, in the beginning of the 20th century, Rabindranath Tagore, Nobel laureate and presiding deity of the Bengal Renaissance, felt an urge to revive some of those moribund crafts.
Gurudev Rabindranath Tagore was very much keen on rural development, and particularly he was associated with the rural people. He noticed that people are extremely poor in agriculture as well as in other sectors. They do not have any training or they do not use any modern techniques.
Tagore wished for every energetic Indian villager to emerge as an independent, resourceful, and self-reliant individual.
Rabindranath always wanted that these villagers who could hardly earn and make their livelihood through their typical agricultural work, the way they survive, he wants to economically upgrade them. And he found that this could be only achieved by inducting craft activities in the mainstream of education and training.
Tagore resolved to incorporate traditional craft and creative activities within formal education in the form of technical training under an institutional framework. In 1919, Tagore established Kala Bhavan, or the College of Fine Arts in Shantiniketan. Shantiniketan is a small town near Bolpur, located approximately 160 kilometers north of Kolkata in the Birbhum district of West Bengal.
Rabindranath, Pratima Devi and some other associates of Rabindranath, they went around Europe and came infested with the art and craft movement's momentum. They reached Shantiniketan and in no time they started practicing craft by themselves.
Pratima Devi, along with the French artist Madame André Capellet, started a sort of art and craft studio called Vichitra Studio in 1922 in a shed adjacent to Kala Bhavan near the present-day Patha Bhavan Girls' Hostel. Incidentally, that was the most humble beginning of the first institute of training and practice facility of craft and design in entire Southeast Asia.
They tried to impress the Kala Bhavan students, including Nandalal Basu, who tried it, but failed. The division of lower art and higher art and all sort of things were there. So no one were actually interested in the studio, not they ever, cared to enter the studio. In that situation, they shifted the whole activities to Sriniketan.
Vichitra Studio was moved out of the premises of Shantiniketan proper to Kutibari at Sriniketan around 1923-24.
East Bengal Railway, EBR, at that time was under construction, which is now Eastern Railway. And for their workshop, they built a shed in Sriniketan. When they finished their work, they donated the shed to Vishwabharati.
Rothindranath, the eldest son of Rabindranath Tagore, converted the abandoned railway warehouse into a huge pavilion and grandiosely named it Hall of Industries. Then the craft activities were shifted once again to the Hall of Industries and started functioning as a cottage industries centre. Handloom weaving, block printing, woodwork, glazed pottery, cane and bamboo craft, electromechanical engineering, handmade paper making, leatherwork and embroidery were added one by one. Rabindranath emphasized interaction between the West and the East. In 1921, Rabindranath invited Stella Kramerich, an Austrian-born and educated art historian, to join Kala Bhavan, and there she taught history of Indian and European art till 1923. Stella was well conversant with the Bauhaus movement. Both the Bauhaus and Cottage Industries Centre were involved in designing product. The Bauhaus school envisaged and taught machine aesthetics in a simplistic modernist style suitable for large-scale production. The Cottage Industries Centre, on the other hand, considered the language of the hand more important in the Indian context, following the Art Deco style. It involved hand and machine in harmony with cultural diversity. The Cottage Industries Centre had creatively integrated traditional techniques and Indian taste with modern methods. The output was functional products with artistic sensitivities, unique in design and execution.
Rabindranath was very much concerned about the village folk and the village art. That's what he thought, if he can train those village crafts and try to organize them, supply them with design impetus, then they can produce better craft material.
Teachers for the Cottage Industries Centre were appointed from all over India and even abroad.
Teacher we had for lacquer work, I remember, he came from Ilam Bazar. Ilam Bazar was a center for lacquer work. He was the last ones of that family who were working there.
In 1922, Rabindranath invited Japanese master craftsman Kimtaro Kasahara to teach woodwork and gardening at the Cottage Industries Centre. Lakshmiswar Sinha, a student of Kasahara, started the department of woodwork there. He also went to Nuns Education Centre, Sweden, for higher learning in furniture design. Monindra Chandra Sengupta, the then in charge of weaving section, went to Japan to receive training of small-scale cotton mills. On his return, he brought back with him 10 power looms and a complete set of accessories to feed these looms.
My father once was sent by Vishwabharati in 1954 to Japan to learn the organizational and technical aspects of small-scale industries. And later again, in 1957-58, to Dehradun Wood Research Institute to learn technicalities of wood.
It was in 1928 that Rabindranath Tagore took charge of Sriniketan from Leonard Knight Elmhurst. Rabindranath was a self-taught skilled craftsman, creative artist designer, and an innovator in the field of furniture interior. He contributed a lot in the architectural and interior designing of Udayan building in Uttarayan complex. Rothindranath had innovated new design methods like wood inlay painting, low-cost concrete furniture, glazed pottery made of local clay, and designed many other products. Rothindranath ushered in professionalism and finesse in the activities of the Cottage Industries Centre as its overall in charge between 1928 and 1954.
Rothindranath used visual idioms, features and expression of the indigenous culture for creating this Shantiniketan aesthetics. He also looked for external impulses from other countries like Italy, Japan, Scandinavian countries and Indonesian countries, and they all made substantial help to create this in a Indian style. And Rathindranath's role was mixing, assimilating and blending of these idioms in an Indian manner.
In 1930, Rothindranath visited Europe along with Pratima Devi and learned the leathercraft at London. On his return, Rothindranath initiated a regular leather workshop using embossing, poker work and others, and later introduced leather batik at Cottage Industries Centre. Leather batik is generally made with East India leather, a vegetable tanned leather. The artwork is done by touch dyeing. Artistic leather craft eventually became one of the principal crafts of Cottage Industries Centre. Rothindranath trained many students in artistic leather craft, which eventually spreads across the local artisans. After successful completion of the training, many of them joined Amar Kuti, a cooperative society for the promotion of arts and crafts.
শিল্প সদনের চর্মশিল্প ট্রেনিংটা শুরু হয়েছিল এবং তার সেই ট্রেনিং প্রথম বেরিয়েই আমার কুটিরে এসে প্রথম কাজ শুরু করে এবং কমার্শিয়ালি সেই কাজ সেটাই ইন্ডিয়াতে প্রথম কাজ।
I learned the batik and block work on leather crafts, and it's a very unique of this area, and gradually I introduced to my business, and that products we are sending to the abroad and national market also.
The Government of India has recognized the unique design and colours of Shantiniketan leather goods as an original product style. It has been registered for protection under the Trade-Related Intellectual Property Rights Agreement and listed as Shantiniketan leather goods under the GI Act of 1999. Rabindranath Tagore was keen to set up an entire education system modelled after the Sloyd system of Sweden.
Rabindranath wanted to introduce Lloyd system, the Swedish method of teaching by handicraft and by doing something.
During 1934-35, Tagore invited two Sloyd-trained weavers, Miss Cedarblom and Miss Jeans, to see if it could be replicated in Sriniketan.
সুইডেন থেকে যে কাপড়গুলো উনি এনেছিলেন সেইটাই মেনলি সুইডিশ, সেই সুইডিশটা ওখানে তৈরি হতো উল দিয়ে তৈরি করাটাই বিধেয়, কেননা আমরা এখানে কটনে তৈরি করতাম যেহেতু আমাদের গ্রীষ্মপ্রধান দেশ, কিন্তু কটনে তৈরি করার পুরো এফেক্টটা উলের মতো হয় না, কিন্তু আমাদের কটনের মধ্যে খুব উৎকৃষ্ট মানের ইজিপশিয়ান কটন ব্যবহার করা হতো তখন, করে কিন্তু সুন্দর প্রোডাক্টটা আমাদের এখানে তৈরি হতো।
Legacy of that slide system remain in the Swedish weave, for which Silpa Sadan was very famous.
From 1937 onwards, the Cottage Industries Centre of Sriniketan became a full-fledged institute called Silpa Bhavan.
After Silpa Sadan started craft activities at institution level, many people from other castes came and joined this discipline, and they started working with leather, pottery and woodwork. So they learned this, and these people, not only they learned this, they started practicing also, and this is how the craft based practice went off from the society.
From the outset, Silpa Bhavan envisaged a healthy surrounding for work, unhampered by the strains associated with urban industrial living conditions.
There are two ways the work is being done. One way, the entire product is developed at Sriniketan, and the other one, the people who came to Sriniketan or Silpa Sadan, they took the raw material and went to their home. At home, they develop the product and then they bring the product for sale. So by that way, they also started understanding and self-reliance that they are capable of doing something for their economic growth and development.
Sales emporia and other marketing outlets were established.
Although Vishwabharati did not or does not directly involve in commercial benefit, but indirectly that the art and education that developed by Vishwabharati through this Silpa Sadan gained by a lot of NGOs that who are now exporting products to the worldwide as well as all over India. So in a way, the education system or the system that initiated by Ratindranath Tagore and Vishwabharati is now continuing that system. It's now in a vibrant in nature and is helping a lot of people.
More than 600 trained craftsmen from nearby villages are now engaged and successfully making a living.
গ্রামে আমার বাড়ি, শুল গ্রামের বাড়ি। শুল গ্রাম থেকে এসে আমরা সারাদিনই কাজ করতাম এবং উদ্দেশ্য ছিল আমাদের যে আমরা স্বনির্ভরশীল কী করে হব, কাজ শিখে কী করে উৎপাদন করব এবং সেটা পয়সা রোজগার করব।
আজকে আমরা ওই প্রশিক্ষণ নিয়ে যাক আমরা কাজ টাজ করার সুযোগ পেয়েছি, কাজ করছি, আর বিভিন্ন জায়গাতে আমি ওই এক্সিবিশন করেছি, ডেমনস্ট্রেশন দিয়েছি।
আমি 1984 থেকে 87 সাল অবধি শিল্প সাধনে পড়াশুনো করেছি কাঠের কাজ নিয়ে। ওটা 3 বছরের কোর্স ছিল, তারপরে 1 বছর প্র্যাকটিস টিচিং ছিল। ইনলের কাজগুলো আমরা শিখেছি শিল্প সাধন থেকে। তো ইনলেটা এখন হচ্ছে বেশি সময় লাগে, প্লাস আপনার এটা কস্টলি হয়ে যায়, সাধারণ ক্রেতাদের মানে ক্ষমতার বাইরে চলে যায়, যার ফলে আমি এটা ড্রয়িংয়ের মাধ্যমে নিয়ে এলাম জিনিসটাকে। ওই ইনলের জায়গাতে আমি ড্রয়িং করতে লাগলাম এবং ড্রয়িং করতে করতে আগে বড় বড় ফিগারের উপরে করতাম, হয়তো এখানে 4-5টা ফুল বা পাখি বা এরকম কিছু করতাম। এখন আমি মানে যত ছোট করা যায় আর কি চেষ্টা করছি, যে মাইক্রো আর্টের মধ্যে নিয়ে আসছি এটাকে।
If you visit the nearby places, you will see that the Shantiniketan handicrafts, which Tagore started at that time, you will see now it has flourished, and all the local people here, after getting training from this institute, they are now running their own business. So it is not that we are giving them employment, but what we are helping them in getting internship development program. So they are being entrepreneur.
Decline and stagnation took root in Silpa Bhavan, particularly after Vishwabharati became a central university in 1951.
In 1951, Vishwabharati became a central university. And you know that the university has a typical academic pattern, and the Silpa Sadan activity did not fit into that pattern. And this is why UGC curtailed its fund and its status they reduced from an institute level to mere department level. Its staff was transferred to other department, and it became a very just a small production setup without any focus.
Shilpa Bhavan is demoted to Silpa Sadan. Then Rothindranath was compelled to leave Vishwabharati forever.
Silpa Sadan was conceived by Rabindranath Tagore and his son long back. At that time there was some specific objectives. Accordingly they were designing some activities, and there were some educational activities, training activities as well as extension activities of rural crafts. Now over time, since its formation or transformation into a central university, which is basically an UGC organ, now there are some changes have occurred.
These days, most training inputs are essentially of a non-rural character. They are a world apart from the original rural empowerment vision of Tagore.
With the modernization of science and technology, our Silpa Sadan department or Bhavano now introduced many different new modern courses.
At present, we are offering casual courses as well as certificate courses in pottery, woodwork, textile, handmade paper making, batik and leather. 3 degree courses on design in ceramic and glass, textile and furniture and interior, as well as 3 master degree courses also. We have already started from the last year PhD courses on design.
কঠিন লোহা কঠিন ঘুমে ছিল অচেতন ও তার ঘুম ভাঙাই নূরে কঠিন লোহা কঠিন ঘুমে ছিল অচেতন ও তার ঘুম ভাঙাই নূরে লক্ষ যুগের অন্ধকারে ছিল সঙ্গপন ও গো তাই জাগাই নূরে ও তার ঘুম ভাঙাই নূরে কঠিন লোহা কঠিন ঘুমে ছিল অচেতন ও তার ঘুম ভাঙাই নূরে কঠিন লোহা কঠিন ঘুমে ছিল অচেতন ও তার ঘুম ভাঙাই নূরে পোষ মেনেছে হাতের তলে যা বলায় সে তেমনি বলে পোষ মেনেছে হাতের তলে যা বলায় সে তেমনি বলে দীর্ঘদিনের মৌন তাহার আজ ভাঙাই নূরে ও তার ঘুম ভাঙাই নূরে